It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, everybody. You're just in time for some tech talk, some baby talk, a mixture of both. Now, any parent knows that it's nearly impossible to keep on top of everything while adjusting to life with a brand new baby. We know this. Now, luckily, there are apps to help manage everything from tracking feeding, as well as changes to development activities and lullabies or white noise. Now, new mom Anvil is joining us to go through a few of her favorites, and she is the best person to ask this because you have a 3-week-old.
Look, and you haven't slept for 3 weeks, okay, and I know we joke about this, but they really haven't, okay? They've been dealing with the most. You look great this morning.
Look rested.
You actually look like you might have called like an hour.
The most.
So, I mean, it's been great to walk this journey with you, and I love the fact that you kind of sit firmly with one foot on either side of the digital divide. You can relate to me as a parent, but you can also relate to the world from a tech sense. Is there an app that can raise your child for you?
Not yet. They are
okay,
working on that.
Conversation over. No, the technology does help, and a couple of these apps that we're going to be chatting about have really helped us as parents. But how much has technology helped two very tech-savvy parents through this process?
Well, it's helped be our second brains because our current brains are working at half speed at the moment.
Very little
so
RAM.
It's really good to have apps to remind you to do things like take a shower and breathe and
Feed yourself.
feed yourself.
I was just thinking, an app got you guys where you are today, and now an app is going to be helping you raise your child. But you have five apps to help you with parenting. Take us through them. Where do we begin?
So our first favorite one is the Wonder Weeks. I think a lot of parents use this one because it tells you the developmental leaps that your child goes through. So if they're suddenly more fussy or not sleeping and you think something's wrong, instead of running off to the pediatrician, as I think a lot of new parents do, when anything changes.
Only with your first child.
Or call your mom like 24/7.
My child is normal, they cry all the time. So the app will alert you of these things that are happening. And for example, it's telling me now Jamie's not going to be sleeping as much and she's going to start noticing things a little bit more. And then it gives you cool activities that you can do. So we can start playing with little contrast cards with her as her vision increases. And so the app's really good for things like that.
Makes you feel like you're winning at life.
Yeah.
Baby Sparks.
Yes.
Talk us through it.
So Baby Sparks gives you activities that you can do for each age, from newborn all the way up. So there's video tutorials, which is really cool. It can tell you how to work on your baby's equilibrium and build that up. And then when they get older, kind of movement activities. So even when you have a baby that can't really do much, it tells you what you can do to build that connection with your child and increase their physical and mental development.
And all these things do help you not feel like you're failing as a parent, because in those initial weeks, you constantly feel like you're not doing something vitally important that you should.
Why didn't I know about this 3 years ago? I feel like,
I don't know if they existed 3 years ago. No,
that's
really
true.
Winning,
Maybe we should go for another one just to see if these apps really work. No, joking.
Don't even
Okay,
start.
there's also MediClinic Baby. Tell us about that one, Mother.
So I actually use this one from pregnancy onwards because it tells you how your pregnancy is developing and what size fruit your baby is throughout the time. And then afterwards, what's really useful now is it's telling you the really important things that your baby's going through. Like now it's how to prevent SIDS, what vaccines are coming up, and how your baby should be growing, how much they should be eating per day, and then it gives you a monthly update. So you know exactly medically what your baby should be going through. So that's super helpful.
I had one quite similar to that, and I remember at the end of my pregnancy, and they said the baby was a watermelon, and it was at the end, I was like, where's the watermelon coming out?
That's where you just faint. You just pass out.
We're done.
Faint.
I want to go back to a pear.
What happened to a little peanut? There is a tendency these days in every facet of our lives, but especially medically, to Google it.
Yes.
Sometimes you need to protect that search or kind of set the parameters in a bit more of a medically sound space. Is that possible with WebMD Baby?
It is. So this app actually uses physicians and pediatricians to give the advice. I think sometimes when we Google, we might get into like a mummy blog trap, and then there's a million different remedies, but they might not always work, whereas this is actually from doctors. And they also give you tips and a whole bunch of normal questions that I think every parent
because
gets.
Everyone goes through a similar thing, depending on where you sit in the scale of how intense it is. But,
and then you have the fifth one that came through, it's Baby Daybook.
Yes. This one's really useful because it actually allows you to export all the data that you put into it, which you will know, the pediatrician asks you these questions all the time. So it's really great to have all your feeds and all the weight gains and everything that you log that you can export and just give to your doctor.
Give your doc a spreadsheet. Yeah, boom.
And it works with both parents, which is great. So if dad's doing a change, he can log it, and if mom's doing a change, and then it will sync.
And then not to forget WhatsApp also, because WhatsApp is important just to message everyone, like on your contact list.
But we joke, man, but you obviously have joined the Tula fraternity.
Yeah.
Those antenatal groups, you will stay on that group for the next 5 years, and your second child, some are onto their third children now on the same group. And just being able to connect with other mothers and other parents does help a huge amount, even if it's just to make you feel a bit better about what you're doing and feeling like you're failing, because often you do. But maybe there are some apps that have helped you feel like an absolute success, a king or queen of parenting. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you on our social media pages this morning. Amble's not going anywhere. She might, in fact, just fall asleep on the couch, and then we'll wake her up for the next segment.
With an alarm clock.
We are talking about tech that can help you parent.